Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great Friday night. I'm sitting here underneath my pyramid, but I was thinking a lot today, and it's pretty interesting how this whole year was the year of the snake and shedding the skin, which I think a lot of us can relate to that. A lot of getting rid of, a lot of clearing, just a lot of stuff having to deal with ourselves. And it's interesting how the horse leads and pushes us forward, and that is the year of 2026. So it's interesting. I thought tonight I have so many cards and card decks, but then I have, which I stumbled across, which I haven't used in a long time, is my runes. And it was really interesting because I did pull them out and have worked with them in the last couple weeks. And tonight I said, you know something? I was just thinking, I was out with my dog and I'm like, oh my God, my neighbor's, that's my neighbor that I've spoke of before who harasses me. And when I'm walking my dog, lets his dogs loose where it's a busy road. I worry about the dogs getting hit, but he just continually is a jerk, basically, and continues to let his dogs loose. And then that aggravates my dog. And he was out tonight screaming and yelling in my backyard. And you know what? I just looked him in the eyes and I'm like, it used to bother me. I used to scream. I'd have screaming matches with him on the street. And now I just look at him. And it's funny how you can just look at somebody, just stare at them. And then all of a sudden they get quiet. And it was interesting because I've had the police at my house, which they are useless. And, they basically had told me I need to walk a different way to avoid him because he had told me that he was going to hunt me down. And he actually did basically come after me when I was on the sidewalk with my dog, and I had to walk very, very fast and also call the police at the same time. So I just said to the police, I guess I'm going to have to get licensed to carry because they can't help me, because actually if he had to tell me he was going to kill me before they were able to do anything. I couldn't even file a report. But anyway, that's besides the point. I've learned to deal with it. I'm not going to walk a different way, but I've learned to not get in arguments with him, that I can just look at him and go, okay, obviously this guy's a problem, and just look at it that way. And then I don't scream because I'm angry, and not that I feared him. It was just I was very angry how he handled things. So anyway, I was thinking about a lot of ways that I have had to change, and the adversities that I've faced over this year, and the influences that I were under that I got out of, which I've talked about, from a certain person. And just a lot of, when I look back, it's a totally different feeling now than going through all that. And there's a lot of other stuff too, but I was thinking so in the ruins, these are the old Viking ruins. I got these back in I probably had them since the 80s, in the old stones. So they're all stone, and they come in a bag. I think that's the movement ruin. And they all have their own names, but it was interesting because I'm shaking it tonight and I'm going, okay, what does the collective need to know? What will help us? And you can't make this stuff up. I mean, you just can't make it up. So anyway, the ruin I pulled, actually it's Salu. I can't really pronounce it, but Anyway, it is this rune here. Okay. And this rune is the wholeness. It's the life force and the sun's energy. Very, very interesting. And, you know, it just blows my mind how spirit can come through. But I'm going to read a little bit about this rune and what it says. But this rune stands for wholeness, that which your nature requires. It embodies the impulse towards self-realization and indicates the path you must follow, not from ulterior motive, but from the core of your individuality. Seeking after wholeness, which is big key, is the spiritual warrior's quest. And yet what you're arriving to become is what you are. What you by nature already are. So we have to remember that we are already whole. Because there's a lot of forces out there that want to make you think you're not, and you are. And that's what is going to bring in strength and warrior energy. And you must become conscious of your essence and bring it into form. Express it in a creative way, a rune of great power. Okay? Yeah, we got to get our power going, right? Get your power up. And making life force available to us marks a time of regeneration right down to the cellular level. Okay? Especially through this year, shedding skin. And we're going to be renewing. So getting rid of the old, going into the new. Although the rune has no reverse position, because sometimes they have a reverse position, this one does not have a reverse position. So there's a reason to be cautious, for caution. You may see fit to withdraw or to retreat in the face of pressing situations, especially if events and people are demanding that you expend your energy now. And it's interesting, especially to recognize when your energy is being drained, when you need to take a step back from people. Like me, just like not expending my energy yelling at my gang stalk neighbor. Pulling your energy in. And sometimes it does mean retreating, which I know I spend a lot of time alone. Pulling my energy in, and you just have to do that to renew and balance our energy fields out. Know that such a retreat is a retreat in strength. And that can indicate the need for a voyage inward in centering for balance, which is really important now, centering and balance with all the chaos going on. And timely retreat is amongst the skills of the spiritual warrior. I love that warrior. And we need that warrior energy in moving forward in 2026, which is the year of the horse, which will help. It'll be a lot easier moving forward. We'll have help moving forward. At the same time, this rune counsels opening yourself up, letting the light into the part of your life that has been secret. Okay, so that might mean going internally, and anything that you're stifling, anything that's blocking any light coming in, your insecurities, you're not good enough. I know for me, it's either I'm too much or not enough. And letting those go so you can let more light in. If you're all filled with all, these false beliefs and these negative beliefs, you're not going to be able to let a lot of that light in. So, and with this, it's profound recognition in doing this for admitting to yourself something you have long denied. And maybe we definitely can deny our power, but maybe we deny, that, hey, I am enough. I am enough. And if you don't think I'm enough, then that's your problem. So anything that has been denied, hidden, even when it comes to your life's purpose or what you want to do, what that creative urge is to do. So this is a prayer that embodies the spirit of the Sawalu. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but addresses the sun in this fashion. Yes, I mean you, who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the whole world. Illuminate also my heart so that it can do your work. Opening our hearts. Okay, opening our hearts, and we have the power to illuminate the whole world. Can't make this stuff up. While visualizing the sun's ray streaming forth into the world. So, I know we've had a lot of strong energy from the sun also come streaming in. Allow that sun to enter your heart. Open up your heart. Okay, it's time to open up the heart and let that light stream in through your heart center. From the heart center back out to the world. The love is definitely needed on this planet. And it starts with loving ourselves. So if we can eliminate anything that's blocking us from loving ourselves, that's huge. And then you can allow that in and it permeates out to the world. Again, there's cautions here. There's cautions here to give yourself airs. Even in a time of bountiful energy, you are required to face and vanquish your refusal to let right action flow through you. Nourish this capacity, for it is a mark of true humility. Practice the art of doing without doing. Aim yourself truly, and then maintain your aim without manipulative effort. For by your own power, we do nothing. Even in loving, it is love that loves through us. Love that loves through us. This way of thinking and being, integrate new energies, which there are new energies have been coming in. We've all been upgraded. Our DNA has been upgraded. So we have these new energies and integrate these new energies and permit you to flow into wholeness, which is the ultimate goal of the spiritual warrior. I mean, I was blown away. It is so true. In moving into 2026, letting everything go and being in wholeness, coming into wholeness, accepting all those dark parts of yourself, balancing the light and the dark, just acknowledging it, balancing the male, the female. And there's a lack of a lot of the female energy, integrating that female energy and also your masculine, which I'm working on, integrating a little bit of my masculine, a lot of masculine traits, but coming into wholeness. And I just was blown away by this because it's so important. It is so important because there's so many things going on that we're going to need to be solid in ourselves. We're going to need to be in our power. We're going to need to be in wholeness. And love. But you can't move that love of energy out of your heart if you don't love yourself and feel it within inside your heart. So it all starts within. It all starts with us. Feeling the love within our hearts. And then that way it just permeates and spreads through the whole world. So I just thought I'd share that. I was just blown away. And it is just so amazing that, I don't know. I was like, it fell right out on my lap. And I was like, wow, I need to share this. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it helped. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday night. Thank you. Bye.